What's your favorite character? Me is Larry the Lobster.
Why?
He's always hitting the gym, always lifting the weight.
So 2 of the dead bodies had like their eyeballs or like their eyes were like missing.
No way.
Right?
I'm like, bro, why is everybody wearing her? And then one day I searched her up. I was like, who is she? Oh, that's her.
Bro,
Like,
how do you not know Marilyn Monroe?
No,
One of the
I'm not
best.
alive. When I watched The Conjuring, that same night, I was
Boy, get out.
damn, the walk of shame to the bathroom. I was like, God damn.
With the flashlight and everything.
I was using my flashlight like, all right, let's go, bro. He committed something like a crime and a murder. He'll send it to the articles, and then he'll say, "Hey, do this, do that. Put me in the front cover. If not, I'm gonna do it again." And that's exactly what he did.
After 19 days after she was reported missing, they basically like found her body in like the water tank on the rooftop.
Oh damn. Welcome to the Overthinkers podcast, where we talk about conspiracy theories
And stories.
My name is Marco.
My name's Melissa, and let's get into it.
Have you heard about the Spongebob conspiracy theory?
No, I didn't even know SpongeBob had like conspiracy theories.
So SpongeBob still goes, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like
that's one of those shows where it still is like hella long,
and it's like very iconic. So like, how can you not know?
Obviously, everybody knows SpongeBob SquarePants, but there's this conspiracy theory around the show. So this conspiracy theory about SpongeBob is that in the show, so you know how the city is called Bikini Bottom?
Yeah.
So the theory is that back in the day, there's a place called the Bikini Atoll, and in that area is where like the Navy used like nuclear missiles and bombs to like test their like capabilities, like how big and how small they were, if they worked or if it didn't work, you know. And when they conducted these bombs, it was between like 1946 and 1958. And obviously with the bombs comes like huge radiation. Obviously like all the fish and all the DNA and all that, the genes and all that. And obviously the water is like all polluted, with radiation. But obviously that's gonna, with the whole radiation, it's gonna like affect the whole environment. It's gonna cause damage to the environment, you know. So with that being said, the theory is that the Bikini Bottom is actually right underneath Bikini Atoll. So Bikini Atoll is a place where it's called, that's a place like where they tested the bombs. Yeah. And the Bikini Bottom, where this is like the setting where SpongeBob the city like, you know, takes place, which is underneath where they were like doing the bomb sites and all that. So
basically, you would say a bikini. You know how like in the intro it like shows the island?
Yes.
So that's like Bikini Atoll, basically?
Yeah, essentially what they're saying is that is Bikini Atoll, and that you know how what happens when in the show in the
literally goes right under.
It goes under, and then what's under Bikini Bottom. And so that's why a lot of people are saying that the theory is that place is underneath that place is Bikini Bottom, and that's where like the setting takes place, and that
that makes a lot of sense.
Not only does that, but like it makes sense because, like, you know, what are the fish doing? They're, like, wearing pants. They're talking.
They're basically humans, like, living an actual life.
Yeah, they're, like, living, like, actual, like, humans. You know what I mean? Like, they're talking. They have clothes on. They're driving.
They have jobs, and they go to school and everything.
Yeah, so, I mean, that makes sense. You know, maybe it mutated their DNA, and now they can talk. Now they can walk and stuff like that. And then, not only that, but, like, I don't know if you noticed throughout the shows, if something really bad happens, there's always an explosion. Yeah, a boom or like just an over exaggerated, you know, just if someone falls down and you hear like a big boom or like it does the atomic, you know, the mushroom.
Yeah.
Do we know when a big like atomic bomb, the mushroom symbol comes on and all that? I'm like, it's like symbolism, you know what I mean? What's your favorite character?
My favorite character? Honestly, I don't really have a favorite character, but if anything, it would be probably between, like, SpongeBob or, like, Sandy Cheeks. I don't know. Probably one of them were, like, my favorite. What about you?
Me is Larry the Lobster.
Why?
He's always hitting the gym, always lifting the weights, and it's funny how like SpongeBob, when he like always meets him, he's always like, "I'm trying to go to the gym too."
Yeah. And then there was that one whole episode when he was like, when SpongeBob was trying to like weightlift and everything.
That one episode when his like his arms were pumped.
Yeah.
And then they're all pink and they were like huge, and he was like pumping iron. Yeah, that was pretty funny. But that, I mean, it makes sense. Like I said, we talked about it's below the Bikini Bottom. there's always like throughout the show, there's always like bomb. The mushrooms, the bomb. The fish could be like mutated because of the radiation. That's why they're talking and have clothes. And also, I was gonna say, do you know the secret formula?
No, because like,
bruh, you don't know the secret formula?
Throughout the show, it's never been like revealed the secret formula.
So in my opinion, well, I agree. So this is what other people are saying, and I also strongly agree. So, are you ready? Okay. So the secret formula is crab meat.
What you mean crab meat?
Let me explain. So like crabs. So who's the only out of all the shows, out of the whole show, like there's only one crab.
Mr. Krabs.
Mr. Krabs, right? Yeah. Why isn't there more crabs if it's the ocean? There's a lot of fish. There's SpongeBob. Obviously, there's a sponge. Yeah. But there's no other crabs, right? And then Mr. Krabs is the only one who knows the formula. Second, what is the crust? You know, the crust. That's what it's called, right? The Krusty Krab.
Yeah, the Krusty Krab.
The burgers and all that. What does it look like from the outside?
A crab cage.
A crab cage. And it makes sense.
But then why don't they like? Why isn't Mr. Krabs one of them?
What do you mean?
Like Mr. Krabs, like
because he's a crab. Maybe he's the one catching them and then making the meat.
Like luring all the crabs to the Krusty Krab.
Maybe he's luring yeah, maybe like you don't know because he think about it like what is I don't know if you remember like one of the shows like Plankton finds out what it is and he's like shocked. He's like oh, he finds out.
I think yeah.
You remember? Yeah, one of those episodes he like finds out. He's like looking at crabs like oh my god like I can't believe you're doing this. And then I think he found out that it's crab. Yeah. But there's a lot of symbolisms. Like, for example, I don't know if you remember in one of the episodes, it was way back. It was an episode about, like, they were, like, in the Stone Age. And it was Patrick.
And they were, like, cavemen?
Yeah, they were, like, cavemen. It was Patrick and SpongeBob. And then Patrick... Oh, in the show, you can see crabs. There's crabs. And one of them opens up, like, a rock. Like, you know how they hide the crabs underneath? And, like, a lot of little crabs came out. Mm-hmm. And he ate one of them, and then Patrick burped, and he's like, "Oh, that's hella good." And next thing you know, a couple of seconds later, SpongeBob, he like, cause there's sand, obviously, like you know, sand. He makes a burger like a Krabby Patty.
That's very interesting.
Like that's a lot of symbolism, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in my opinion, I strongly agree that is the secret formula is crab.
Damn, I would never like.
I'm not gonna lie. The first time I heard that, I'm like, "There's no way he's doing his crabs." And then I'm like, "That makes sense."
It makes a lot of sense now.
It makes a lot of sense.
And the whole like radiation thing, the bombs and everything.
Because obviously with the whole radiation, it does mess with your genes and your genetics and all that. But that is pretty much the conspiracy theory around SpongeBob.
And the secret formula.
The secret formula.
So the first thing that I'm gonna talk about is the Dyatlov pass incident. I think I'm saying that right. So have you ever like heard of it, or do you know what it is?
I think so.
Okay, so basically, it was so on January 23rd in 1950, there was 10 hikers, right? And they all decided to go to like a winter trek, which is basically like a hike during the winter, right? And they decided to take a hike like through Russia's Ural like mountains. So basically like the hike starts on this day, right? And then a couple days later, one of them has to come back, right? Because he's like having like medical issues, so he couldn't like continue the hike no more, so he had to like come back. But then the rest of the 9 hikers, they continued on, right? But it gets weird. So after 3 weeks of the start of the hike, the hikers were supposed to like send a message back to their club sport, right? So basically like the club that they were in. Mm-hmm. But the club did not receive anything. So they were like, what's going on? Off. Yeah. So like basically they send a search team because they did not, because think about it, the hike started on January 23rd and they didn't hear anything from like February 20th.
Oh, what?
So like that's basically a kind of like a month.
So they found him in February.
No, they did not hear anything like by February 20th. So they were like, it's almost been a month. We gotta go look for them. Something probably happened to them.
Look for them.
So because of this, they decided, of course, send a search party, right? Mm-hmm. So over like the couple of weeks of like the search party, they find 5 of the hikers, right? But they found like the 5 bodies like all like obviously dead, but they were all like throughout the snow, right? And the injuries were like pretty common, which is like they think they died because of hypothermia. And they
obviously it was really cold.
Yeah, it was really cold. But then one of the weirdest things is that one of the bodies, it looked like he bit his own knuckle. Like his knuckle was like literally bitten off.
Wait, his knuckle was bitten off?
Yeah, like this whole part was like bitten off, which is like really weird. And like, how can you like possibly do that, right? But it gets weirder. So then, like, because this was during the winter, of course. So they had to, like, stop the search party. And then months later, when it was in the spring and, like, the snow melted, they continued the search party.
Because they could see more if there was bodies around.
Because the snow melted and everything. And they found the last 5 bodies. Or the last 4, actually. And then, dude, this gets, like, really weird. Because so basically, they saw this, like, tent, right? And then they saw, like, the tent was collapsed and then it was covered in snow. And they saw, like, the bodies were around the tent. And they saw, like, that some of the bodies had, like, a fractured skull, a twisted neck.
What
two of the dead bodies had, like, their eyeballs or, like, their eyes were, like, missing.
No way.
Right?
Wait, the eyeballs were missing?
Yeah, the eyeballs were missing. And one of them had, like, a missing tongue. So they did not have their tongue no more. And the thing about it, like, how could this happen? How can you, like, it just doesn't make sense, like, how this happened.
Also, like, the very specific injuries or, like, the way they die, like neck.
Like, how can you, like, remove
also, one of them is eyes missing, one of them is tucked. Like, for me, like, I don't know if it was, like, how do I say this? I don't think it was, like, any, like, wolves. You know, this is in Russia, in a high amount of, like, maybe, I don't know, snow leopard or...
Yeah.
I don't think wolves, because... Or any animal that we know of could have done that because, like, they don't pick and choose, like, yo, I'm only going to eat the tongue, bro.
Yeah.
Or I'm only going to eat the eyes. No, when they go, when they're going to go ham, they're going to eat the whole body and leave bones and everything. And obviously when they do that, there's, like, signs, you know what I mean? But it's really weird how, like, in some of the bodies, it's, like, different. Like, one of his tongue, one of the eyes.
One of the twisted neck.
And also to die like that, that's not an easy way to...
Yeah, it's not an easy way.
You can't just stand up and just... No, that you have to have, like... really strong hands and
and you know what's also weird is that like when they were really looking through the tent they found that like the tent was like sliced, so like it had the inside.
Oh wow.
It was cut from the inside, which is like really weird. And then also they found that like on the floor of the tent it was like a plate and the food, so it looked like they were about to eat. But then obviously like something happened because like all the injuries and then like the slice. So many people were saying that this was probably like a Yeti attack.
Bruh.
But think about it. Like,
I mean,
all these can't happen. Like somebody can't or somebody could, but like it just doesn't make sense how this all happened. The one thing
I would say is I don't think, because maybe the possibility is maybe they got lost and they were trying to go crazy. I don't think it was that, because like how you were saying, they were all going to eat. They all had plates and food in their tent. So they were all cool, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, something... And then that's how I know maybe something got in the tent. Because obviously they were ripping it from the inside out. So they were trying to get out in a hurry, you know what I mean? Damn, that's a good one.
It's just like, how does it make any sense? Low key? It might be a Yeti.
A Yeti?
I don't... Because like... Okay, I'm gonna tell you what they said the death was.
Because look, the thing about this, right? If it was, okay, maybe in the middle of nowhere. The one thing that I don't think happened was they went crazy and they got lost.
Yeah.
Because that's a real weird way.
Why would they go crazy? Like.
No, but I'm saying they did. If they did go crazy, like you just do one tongue, you just do 2 eyes, and then you break a nut. That's really hard to do. And not only that, if it's 1 or 2, a couple of them, it's 9 of them in total. You know what I mean? So I ruled that out. Second, maybe there's like somebody out there, like a murderer or something like that. But I doubt it, because it's like 9 of them and it's not bullet. It's just like physical force of just like breaking necks, spines. And then how do you do an eyes, dude? Like,
well, I don't know. But like it all doesn't make any sense. So like when they were trying to find like a cause of a death, they basically just said they died from like a compelling natural force.
Yeah,
because they really couldn't find like why all this happened. Like it was just so weird. So they said,
do you really think it was like a Bigfoot, Yeti, something like that?
Dude, low key, like, well, it just really doesn't make sense. So I feel like
Yeah, that doesn't make sense at all.
I feel like it's probably like, you know, a Yeti, you know, I don't know. Like,
Because mind you, right, like, it's 9 people. So it's not just, like,
Yeah.
3, 4 people. Like, if it was something small, like a pack of wolves or something like that, it's 9 against, you know.
yeah. I don't think it's like an animal. I don't
No, I
think
don't
it's
think
like
it's an
wolves
animal.
or anything like that.
And I also rule out, I would guess another human. Because you know how there's people that live in the middle of nowhere. You never
Yeah.
know, you know. But like I said, if there would have been evidence, that's what I'm saying. The lack of evidence means whatever did this is like, I don't know, pro or something. I don't know. Because let's just say if it was somebody, you would have seen bullets or like
Yeah.
maybe scratch marks or like DNA, at least DNA or something. You know what I mean? But there was nothing. It was just like, that's really weird. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, just
And then those
these
specific
injuries.
objects in their body, you know.
It's all weird.
So you really think it was a Yeti? Or like
I
a
think-
Bigfoot? Or something paranormal or something like not explainable?
I think, honestly, I think it really is something like paranormal or like, cause I really don't think it's animals. I really don't think it's humans. I feel like the most. I honestly like I don't know. I just know it's not animals or probably not a human. But like.
I mean, I'm leaning towards something mysterious, paranormal.
Yeah, something.
Maybe a Yeti or Bigfoot.
Maybe.
I don't know. Because like I said, that evidence, the lack of evidence, and the evidence that there is, it just doesn't make any sense for someone to do that. You know what I mean?
And also like it's like freezing. So like
Yeah.
how is like a human gonna be able to like do all this?
And also to multiple people, because it wasn't just
Exactly.
like I said 2 or 3.
Yeah.
It was 9 of them. And I'm pretty sure they were experienced. You know, they weren't just like an average Joe. Hey, I'm just gonna
I mean,
hike up
to
there.
take eyeballs out, like you
Yeah.
gotta like gotta know how to do that. Cause like I don't think I don't know. Like taking eyeballs out is like pretty weird and pretty not
But like,
normal.
can you imagine like? I mean, like I said, we don't know what happened, but like, imagine like being in that situation where you're like inside your tent, and like how you said you're about to eat, and next thing you know, something scares the living crap out of you so much, like you're ripping your tent from the inside out to get out.
Yeah.
Well, let's just say if it was a Yeti, right, in this
Yeah.
situation, imagine you're eating, and you start hearing the screams, and then all you hear is like the cracks of the bone.
No.
Oh my god, that will make me. It's like I'm out of here, bro.
No,
I'm out.
I'll be running.
I mean, it does make sense. It does make sense.
Yeah.
But like, I can't imagine like, if I was one of them, like, bro, like, there's a big ass Bigfoot out there. Like, where am I gonna run to?
Yeah, it's all pretty weird, but yeah, that's what they said the cause of death was.
And also the thing that the cause of death is like undetermined or like.
Yeah,
You know,
they couldn't even like find it themselves. So
that's a good one. That's a pretty weird one. I really think.
Yeah.
Well, the more, like I said, lack of evidence and all that, I think maybe a Bigfoot, something paranormal or something like that.
we'll never know. We'll never
We'll
know.
see. Have you heard of the Marilyn Monroe conspiracy theory?
I've heard like a.
You know who that is, right?
Well, yeah.
Because I'm just saying,
Bro,
because like
how do you
nobody.
not know Marilyn Monroe?
No, I'm not gonna lie. Look, I'm gonna be honest. Every now and then, well, this is like way back. Every now and then, I used to like see people with shirts because you know a lot of people
Oh
wearing
yeah,
shirts.
yeah.
And I'm like, bro, why is everybody wearing her? And then one day I searched her up. I was like, who is she? Oh, that's her.
Bro.
Oh, that makes sense.
How do you not know her?
But according to the theory, right? So Marilyn Monroe is like she was a famous like American actress and model.
Mm-hmm.
And according to the rumors, because you know during this when she was like at the height of her era, like when she was really famous, the president that at the time was John F. Kennedy, right? And so there was a rumor that she had a relationship.
yeah,
or sexual
everybody
relationship
knows that. Like
everybody
she had
knew
something with him.
that she had something to do with the Kennedy, the president, right? And that obviously that was her affair and all that. And so there's a conspiracy theory that obviously when they have like their relationship and all that, and like the mistress and all that going on, that John F. Kennedy will like tell her secrets, like government secrets, UFO secrets, extraterrestrial body secrets, everything, like stuff like that, like government like high classified. Because you know you're the president, you're obviously gonna know a lot of classified stuff that the average person does not know.
Yeah.
And so the conspiracy is that she was, according to the conspiracy theory, that she was whacked by the CIA or by the government.
Whacked by the CIA.
But she was killed by the CIA or by the government or somebody high up there that did. Because think about it, right? You're a president, and you're obviously when you're in love and you're having like a mistress and all that, you don't really care what you say. But I was in the moment because you're going to love and all that, right? But like obviously the people behind him are like, yo, what are you doing? Like you're giving all the secrets. How do we know she's not a spy? How do we know she's basically a loose end at this point?
Yeah.
Because you're like, let's say if you see her every single week and she's your mistress and all that, and you like supposedly love her and all that, you're probably giving her all the secrets, like, hey, all the warships, like, basically classified information that should not be told. Like, for example, I'm pretty sure the president has like classified meetings with like the CIA, FBI, and all that. And imagine all that information being given out to her. And so, according to also this conspiracy theory is that she also had a red diary. And so
a red diary.
And so in this red diary, she'll like, obviously it's a diary, so like she'll like write her thoughts and all that. And that within this red diary, she'll like talk about her like, not meetings, but like her interactions with the president, John F. Kennedy, and like how they would talk about like aliens and just all that shit stuff, right? She would write that in a book, allegedly, and they would call it the Red Diary. So this is where she would write all those stuff, right? According to her, that the John F. Kennedy would tell her, and also she ended up dying, right?
Yeah.
According to everybody, it was an overdose.
I think it was like something involving like drugs or something.
Yeah, something, or they wanted to make it seem like a suicide or something. But I'm thinking about it, right? If it's the CIA or something, what they don't when they whack somebody, they don't just whack you and then leave a trail like, oh, possibility like, oh no, this is somebody actually like killed you with a gun or something. No, they always, how do they do it? Oh, it was an accident. Always, like if you fall off a balcony or if you like burn yourself, it's always an accident. And then what is the situation that happened? She got like, it was so like it was too perfect, the situation. So like when she died, they found her like head down on the bed, the pills next to her, and then a phone. I think a phone, like because back then it was like landlines and all that. A phone on her hand.
So they basically, I bet they like kind of like set it up.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, that's too perfect. Like you're telling me like the pills didn't like flew or something, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like kind of like they did it and then they put the around her to make sure. Oh, as soon as they come in the door, like the investigation and all that. Oh, she committed suicide or whatever. But the thing is, they did according to the media and all that, right? It was a rumor also that she was facing like she was kind of like a drug addict, I think. It said maybe they could have used that as this is suicide, she overdosed or something like that. But allegedly that the CIA whacked her because of that. But there's some interesting facts before she died, right? So before she died, there was a couple phone calls, the records of the phone calls to the John F. Kennedy and her brother before she died.
Her brother? Why her brother?
Who knows?
Wait, so the Kennedys were talking to her brother?
No, we're talking to her. So John F. Kennedy and John F. Kennedy's brother.
John F. Kennedy and John Kennedy.
So the president, right? John F. Kennedy, the one that got assassinated, allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly, because that was really sus as well.
Yeah.
So that got his brother as well.
Oh, yeah.
His brother was also like communicating within the last couple of days, right, leading up to where she died. Where like in the phone records, where they were like one of the last people that talked to her. I don't know. They're probably like, hey, yo, you need to cut it with all this, public. Because come to find out, according to records, she did seem like distressed to her friends, like her close friends. She seemed distressed, like she wasn't herself. And also there is record that she was saying that there's a lot of secrecy knowledge that she knows that she needs to tell the public.
Which would make it like. It would make a lot.
That's a red flag right there to the CIA. That's a green flag for like, yo, you're getting whacked, bro. Because think about it, like I'm telling to the public, yo, I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna say that, I'm gonna tell you this, and next thing you know, a couple days after,
she dies.
Well, suicide or whatever.
She probably knew like.
Also, the diary was never found.
They probably took it.
The diary was lost.
She like probably knew that they were gonna like they were going after her, so like that's why she was probably like. I think
they were trying. Maybe they were trying to like, yo, you need to cut it because maybe they knew what was gonna happen if she kept going, and then that was like the last hurrah. Like,
so you think they threatened her?
Probably threatened her, and then she wasn't listening or she didn't care.
And she still kept on going.
And she probably kept going, or they were probably like, hey, yo, this is what's gonna happen. Because obviously, she loves it, right? But obviously, like, they told him, hey, yo, you gotta tell her to stop, because now she's saying that she's gonna do this publicly and all this, so you gotta stop. Like, trying to, like, scare her, or, like, let her know, like, hey, yo, there's some people bigger than me that are saying, if you come out with this information, or you're a loose end, you're becoming a loose end, we might, not we, but they might, rock you.
Yeah.
But I guess she didn't want to listen, or she didn't take it like a real risk. And next thing you know, suicide apparently, or overdosed.
Yeah.
But there was, like, even after her death, there was a lot of, like, really sus stuff. For example, like, one of the things was that with the records, like the medical records, like some of the police files, like, the police and all that, a lot of them came up missing throughout the years. Missing. That's really like, bruh, like,
how can you, like, mix, like, police files and, like, medical files?
Maybe the top people came down like, yo, you can these two files, you never seen them ever.
That's crazy.
I mean, not only that, like, for example, like, to lose a police file, you're not just gonna lose it like as an accident. You know what I mean? Somebody probably told you, hey, this is where it was, and that's it.
And to think that, like, she was loved by, like, a lot of people. Yeah, and that's the thing.
She was loved by so many people.
And they just, like, knocked her out like that.
But that's the thing. That's why I think, like, they really try to make it seem like it's a suicide. Because, like, think about it, right? She's already very well known. Mm-hmm. Imagine if somebody just whacked her, and then first degree murder, whatever. What would the audience do, or her followers? We gotta find who did it. But if they already kind of know, if, hey, she already has problems with, like, drugs and all that.
Yeah.
Suicide. Oh, okay, maybe. You know what I mean? They wouldn't try to find, like, was it an accident or was it not? You know. But yeah, there was, like I said, like, there was a missing record, and not only that, all the witnesses, like the timelines of when they found the body. Like, I remember there was like the people who cleaned the houses who found her. Like, all their testimonies and all that didn't make the timeline didn't make sense. Like, from when they found her, from when they made the call, like the timeline, like, hey, at this time we made the call, at this time we found the body. The timeline just didn't add up. Yeah. And obviously with the missing records,
it just adds more, like, suspicion
more to the fire. Like, hey, it's more sus.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember I always see her, like, well, not see her, but, like, see her, like, in the shirts.
On the t-shirts.
See her in the
She's
shirts.
always on the t-shirts.
Always in the shirts. And then every now and then I'll see her, like, in movies and stuff. Like, the old classic movies.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is. What do you think happened?
Honestly, I feel like they probably, like, whacked her too. Because, like, it's like, kind of weird.
Remember what I always say? You're a friend with the CIA or with the spies until you become a loose end. Once you're a loose end, it doesn't matter. You're done. If, like, they think that, like, you're gonna be, like, threatening to, like, their information, they're like, and it's one thing if they think, but it's another thing you're saying it, and then, oh yeah, bro, it's a wrap. We're gonna take you out. We're just trying to figure out how we're gonna do it. And not only that, like, I'm pretty sure the CIA knows, like, injection, like, for example, like, if they inject you with something, they can make you it can, like, whatever the reaction can have in your body can, like, make you have a seizure or stroke. Yeah, there's a lot of, like, drugs, like, natural, or, like, it can stop your heart. And then next thing you know, the coroner, those are the coroner, right, who physically, like, do an autopsy of your body. Oh, he had a heart attack. Yeah, based on the injection or, like, the pill, or maybe he had an allergic reaction to bees. He had, like, an injection of a bee. And, you never know. I mean, because think about it. All these top agencies, they know what they're doing. They're the top of the people. They know. Not only do they know they're doing, they've done it before. And they've done it before. And if they do it to their own, like, American citizens, which I'm pretty sure they do, and they do it to, like, other countries like Russia and stuff like that, like, what's gonna make you stop from, like, doing that to, like, a famous actress or an average Joe? Nothing. And then what are they gonna who is gonna testify against them? The DOJ? Their own people? No. It's not how it works. But that's the conspiracy theory of Marilyn Monroe. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. And like I said, the whole stuff leading up to her death is really sus. That's one. And then the second part is all the stuff after her death, like the missing records and all that. I really think it's super sus. Yeah, really sus for sure. I think she did get whacked, in my opinion. I think she did too, probably. It's just, like, it's just all weird. And, like, I don't know. That's not weird. And then obviously another thing will be John F. Kennedy literally got whacked too. Yeah. a president got whacked. Well, obviously Abraham Lincoln, you know that's different. You know what I mean?
No, but like also that was like way back then.
That's
so,
way
like,
back. So obviously the Secret Service wasn't there. You know what I mean? It's different times, but even obviously it's a different.
No,
thing.
and it's also because like John F. Kennedy was in a car, just straight out there, which is like pretty weird for a president to be.
Also, another thing is I don't know if what did I just say? The CIA does loose ends. You're whacked. Mm-hmm. Who's the one that murdered him? I think it was a white guy who murdered him, and then he went to jail. Obviously, they went to jail and they were booking him and all that.
Yeah.
Somehow he committed suicide.
Really?
Yeah. I think I saw that he committed suicide. Oh, he died. He died or committed suicide. One of those two. But I know he died in a jail before they did any investigation and all that.
That's crazy. It's
come on. And then they do it in jail. Like, bro, you're in prison, bro. Mm-hmm. Like, you're like, you think about it. If you're the one who whacked the president, right? And you're like maybe in like getting money or paid by the CIA, you think the CIA is not gonna whack you in their own prisons, bro?
I don't know.
That's sus.
It's all,
but yeah, I really think she did. Unfortunately, she did get whacked.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of people loved her and followed her. For
yeah,
sure.
definitely.
But yeah,
definitely.
That's the Marilyn Monroe conspiracy theory.
So, have you ever heard like about like some like film sets being haunted or anything?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like there's definitely some movies that like it's like you already know based on like the movie that it's like kind of like.
Well, yeah,
haunted.
like for example, like if it's scary movies, maybe they would have like haunted or like backstories to certain objects within the movie, you know.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you some like haunted like film sets. Okay, the first one would be like Insidious, right?
Bro, I'm not surprised. like I'm not surprised.
Who doesn't know Insidious? And like if you've seen Insidious, like it's a horror movie, right? So Insidious is based on the investigations of like Ed and Lorraine Warren. You know who they are, right?
Yeah, I think they find like demon objects or something like that.
Yeah, they basically like help people that are facing like demonic
entities.
Spirit, demonic entities. And then like when they were filming this movie, it was reported that many people like felt uneasy at the set, and they also felt like they always felt negative energy. When they were filming, and then they also heard like strange buzzing noise from like rooms that like nobody was in. So nobody was in there, nothing was in there.
Like strange sounds from rooms where they're not recording at the time.
Yeah. And it's just like it's all weird, right? Okay, the next one. Do you know like the movie I don't know how to say it, but like the Amityville horror? Amityville horror?
I think I have.
Like the movie where like the husband kills all the family members and everything?
I think so.
Yeah, okay. So basically there's the original movie and then there's the reboot, right? In the original movie, well, of course it's based on a true story of a family that like moves to a haunted house in like New York, right? And in the original movie, the main male actor, which is like the father in like the family, was played by James Brolin. And then what is weird is that like when he was considering the role, like he was in his room and he was like thinking about it, like should I like take this role or not? Mm-hmm. And then when he was thinking, like all of a sudden like something in his closet.
Oh hell no!
Listen to me. Something in his closet like fell on its own. And he like tried to find like something that would like probably like make it make sense, but like nothing. So it just fell on its own.
Well, think about it, right? Like if you're making movies like that, you think you're not gonna attract negative energy.
Especially like if you're making movies about like true stories, you don't think like you're attracting. And also
like you don't like all that negative energy, because it's all negative energy. Yeah. They're, like obviously if they're killing people or murdering people, mm-hmm. or like just demonic movies like that. Yeah. You don't think like it's gonna attract negative energy, like demonic spirits or actual demonic.
And you know what's weird? Like. This happened to the original, like the guy in the original movie. But for the reboot, Ryan Reynolds, right?
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds.
So he said that when he was filming the reboot movie, that like he would wake up every night at 3 a.m. for no reason. So it's just like it's pretty weird. Wow, like in two of the movies that were filmed like based on the story, that like something happened to like the male actors, which is like pretty weird. But there's another one, right? You know The Exorcist, right?
Yeah.
A kind of iconic movie which came out in like 1973, I think. Yeah. So of course this movie was about like a young girl. I think her name was Regan or something. Mm-hmm. And then basically she's like, she battles like the demonic possession, right? So basically, and then like in the movie, the demonic possession and like mostly the horror scenes are like in her room, right? Okay. So then all of a sudden, a mysterious fire breaks out.
Oh, yeah, no.
It burns everything except her room.
That's a sign.
So like, make it make sense.
That's
like, how would the room not be burnt?
Maybe whoever the demonic did not like all the energy in the other sets, the rooms, but obviously where the demonic part in the movie part was in that single room. It was like, oh, like, you know, this is demonic, so keep doing it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, it symbolizes like, hey, I don't like any of this energy except the energy that is filmed in this specific room, because obviously it's like the whole demonic scene.
Yeah, it's a demonic possession, and literally that room was left untouched.
Yeah,
so
that was definitely some spirit or some demonic stuff for sure.
And like, bro, these last two, I understand why like would negative stuff would happen, because like, you know the Conjuring series, right?
Yeah, of course. And
they're all based on like true stories.
Before you even go any further, in my opinion, I think The Conjuring is like my top 3 of most scariest movies I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
The Conjuring The Conjuring was different. I was like, I don't know how to explain
not only like top like best scary, but like they're like pretty good movies. They're like one of the best.
I'm not gonna lie, when I watched The Conjuring that same night, I was
like, get out.
Damn, no. The walk of shame to the bathroom, I was like, God damn.
With the flashlight and everything.
I was using my flashlight like, all right, let's go, bro. Just go to the bathroom.
No, but like the whole Conjuring series is like, it's really interesting. Okay, so let me tell you about like, because Annabelle is also part of the Conjuring series,
dog,
right?
Yeah.
So in Annabelle, the original movie, and then Annabelle Comes Home, which is like the sequel of like Annabelle. Of course, these movies were based on like the haunted doll Annabelle, right? Okay, so they were saying that like throughout like filming these movies, the light fixtures would like just suddenly fall out of nowhere.
Oh, hell no.
Like just keep on falling, no reason why, like it would just fall. And also people that were like randomly, so you know like in the sequel, right? It's based on a house, like it's inside of the house.
The house, yeah.
So in the house, people would randomly have nosebleeds. Like it would start nosebleeding, and I know that I forgot what her name was, but one of the actors, she would have a lot of nosebleeds in the house, and then when she left the house,
nothing would happen.
It would literally, the nosebleed will go away unless as if nothing happened.
Feels like I can't even imagine like. It's one thing to film like that, right?
Yeah.
But when you're like the people who are filming it, I can't imagine the energy around all those people. Like when you're actually filming these scenes, like I can't imagine like the whole negative energy. You can feel like the heaviness, like you can also feel like demonic emotions. You know what I mean? Like the crying, the emotional. Like you feel that because it's like heavy energy, and obviously if you're doing all that in the movie, like I said, it attracts more negative from the demonic and all that, or demonic spirits. It makes like the whole little thing just even heavier and really bad. I can imagine like you're already on set, you're going through that. Imagine when you go home at night. Hell no.
I'll be so scared.
And not only that, like going and like I said, going to the bathroom or just going to the basement, bro. Hell no. I'm good. Yeah, you want to film a scary movie? Nah, I'm good, bro.
And you know what's also weird or like really scary? Cause you know, like in the Annabelle movies, they don't have the original Annabelle doll, cause like that's way too.
Well, obviously,
it's too dangerous, right? So they have a replica of it, but they say that like they caught the doll moving on its own.
Well, like think about it, right? That symbolizes a really, the real one, right? It symbolizes like a real demonic. And from what I heard, the actual one has like, if you touch it physically without gloves or anything, like something bad happens to your family or somebody tragedy dies. But like obviously, if you're like, that's like, you know, I'm not saying the name,
especially because like you're replicating it. Exactly. So like
maybe the demonic in the original one is like, hey yo, that's not the real one, but I'll mess with you. You know what I mean?
So they caught the doll moving on like it's on. Dude, like if I just see that, I'm out.
I'm not gonna lie. If I see that, hey yo, director, I'm sorry, bro, but just
I
cut
can't
me
do
out
the
of the
movie
movie.
no more. But like basically,
and that would be an actual scary movie.
But basically, after all this that happened with the Annabelle, they decided to bless the house in the end.
I mean, I would
because they were just like all this
not
negative
even that.
energy.
After leaving, what I would do if I was somebody like obviously they're in it for the money, right?
Yeah.
Good money. But if I was an actor in there, I would say it's a big movie. It's gonna make a lot of money. But like I will just bless myself every single
Go
time.
to church every day.
Go to church or do anything. As soon as I step out of that house, yo, because it can follow you.
Yeah,
home.
it can. Yeah, definitely.
And then not only that, it can like, because you know how like certain people are like maybe like they're weak emotionally or mindset wise. It goes to them because they're like, oh yeah, I know he's like weak, you know what I mean? In their eyes, demonic eyes, you know what I mean? Oh, they're weak, so I can like maybe like mess with them more or get more in their head, you know? Because they look, the demonic stuff and the spirits like that, they look for stuff like, for people like that.
Yeah,
that
they
weak.
look for, like, mostly target, like, weak people. And yeah. It's pretty crazy. Okay, but in Conjuring, like the Conjuring movies, again, the cast and the crew will report that they would, like, wake up at 3 a.m. for no reason.
Hell no.
And, like, we know, like, 3 a.m. is, like, not a good hour, though.
Not
like,
a good hour. Especially go to the bathroom. Not a good hour.
No, it's never not a good hour. So, basically, they'll wake up at 3 a.m., right? And then, the actor that plays Lorraine Warren, right? Her name is Vera Farmiga. I think that's what you're saying her name. But one day, throughout filming, she found, like, claw marks on her, like, personal computer, right? But she was like, how did this, like, get here? Like, it doesn't make any sense, right? So then, like, the day after she finished, like, she wrapped up filming and everything, she found the exact same claw marks on her thigh.
So that's so I don't know if people know, but like that's really like the three
claw, yeah.
Is like it's really demonic. So that's how you know there's like a really bad spirit like trying to represent a demon or an actual demon. But when you see stuff like that in movies, that's one thing. But when you're like actually like, yo, I have 3 scratches on my back, that's a whole different ball game. Because now you're like, now the demon like knows who you are, he knows your sins. And all that, you know?
Definitely. I don't know. Just all this is like.
Would you do a scary movie like that? Not just any scary movie, but a scary movie like that. Like, hey,
like based on a true story.
Like, hey, would you like let's do Conjuring 3, or let's do like I'm not gonna say the name, but the A doll. I'm not gonna say it, bro. I'm not trying to be bad juju. I'm not. Would you?
Low key.
Because I know I am. Like, I always overthink stuff. Because you Overthinkers podcast, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, like, I know, like, if there's a scene that we record that day, I know I'm probably going to dream about it. Or I know I'm going to see myself in that scene, like in real life. You know what I mean? Even though I know it's a movie.
Low key, I feel like
not only that, like I don't want to bring nothing.
No, yeah, definitely. That's why I feel like it would be like interesting to like actually like be in those like type of movies, but at the same time like I don't want nothing like I don't want to claim no negative energy like.
Yeah, no negative energy for sure.
I don't know. Would you do it?
It depends on the movie, bro. Like maybe it's like a scary movie, but not like that. That's like a whole I probably wouldn't do it. Not like I'll do a scary movie, but not like
The Conjuring.
Not like Conjuring, Annabelle, or stuff like that. Nah, I probably won't.
Like,
because I know I hate like paranormal stuff. I just can't. I can't.
But yeah, that's like, and I know there's like way more movies that like also have like cursed film sets, but like these are just a couple. So, yeah.
Have you ever heard of the Zodiac Killer?
Definitely. I feel like.
There's also a movie about. I'm not gonna lie. The movie, I think it's on Netflix, something like that. It's really good.
Yeah,
like,
the movie's really good too.
It's really good.
Yeah.
And so Zodiac Killer, right? Mm-hmm. So the Zodiac Killer is obviously a famous serial killer, an elusive one too, because he never got caught, right? So he mostly like killed people around like Northern California, so like Vallejo. He killed one in San Francisco and stuff
Didn't
like that.
Didn't he also kill one like the couple in like?
So
lake?
He killed. Yeah, it was like in it was in a lake up Northern California, like over there by Vallejo, kind of a lake close to there.
Yeah.
But he did and the way he did it too was like, yo, he hog tied them.
What?
Hog tied them.
Hog tied them.
You know what that is?
No.
So he'll like, you know how they tie the hogs? You don't know?
Like,
so,
with,
essentially
like their hands together?
No. The hands behind and the legs behind. So they like all the arms and the legs are essentially tied together.
Yeah.
And both of them. And when he was doing that, he killed them with, obviously he like, you know, I have a gun, don't do this and all that, but he killed them with a knife. But he killed, obviously it was a female and a guy, right?
Yeah.
I think they were a boyfriend and girlfriend at the time. And And mind you, this is a lake, so it's a huge lake. So nobody, there's people, but like the chance of you being close to somebody, and you're a couple, you don't want to be privacy.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean, there's not gonna be nobody around. And so apparently, like they were like just chilling by the lake, just a couple, romantic like little date. And the guy, he saw him coming from afar, and I guess he had like a suit, not a suit, but like his own like costume. I guess he was wearing like little like bag over him, and then he had like a symbol. Like a cross symbol with a circle, like the little gun sight thing.
Yeah.
That on his chest, on his shirt, something like that. And he saw them, and then he had a gun. The Zodiac killer. He had a gun. Told them, "Hey, you guys don't do anything dumb. Don't call 911, all that." And he hog-tied them. And I guess his whole motive, the whole motive was to murder them.
Yeah.
It wasn't to like rob them.
No.
So he hog-tied both of them, and then he had a knife, like a big one knife. And he just started going ham on the. Obviously, his whole plan was both. So he did both of them, but he didn't end up killing. Because you know how compare a gun to like a knife. You have to hit like obviously like arteries,
a knife, you have to do it,
certain organs. You have to hit certain things to like bleed out and stuff like that. But he did that to the wife, and the wife ended up dying. But the guy, he ended up surviving. Really? He was the only one who survived. To the best of my knowledge, I think he was the only one that actually saw him and survived.
That's crazy.
But yeah, so he was like I said, he was known between the 1960s and 1970s, and so they officially like linked him to 5 murders, but he claimed to have as many as 37. So he was like bragging about it, like, "Hey, you guys only know about 5, but I've been doing this since a while. I have 37." But like I said, we don't know if he was just bragging, or if the cops just couldn't find the other bodies. But yeah, so his name was the Zodiac Killer, and like I said, he was between the 1960s and 1970s when he was doing all the killings. And so the thing about the Zodiac Killer is that when he would commit a murder,
he would send messages.
Yeah, he was sending like a cryptic message. So not like a message, "Hey, I did this." No, the letter would be like, "I am the Zodiac Killer," and then it would be like a cryptic message, like not like English, like squares, triangles, and all that. And then you have to figure out what he's saying. And after every single murder, he'll send them out to like SF Chronicle, New York Times, basically like the biggest of the biggest news articles out there. And he'll send them, and to provide, because anybody can, after something like that happens, anybody can say, "Hey, I did it," but he'll actually send evidence, like a ripped shirt of one of the victims, or like a thumb, or like blood stain. Yeah, like a body part of like the victim.
Whoa,
yeah, and then to the New York Article Times, like New York Times, SF Chronicle Times, and also sometimes to like police stations to tell them, "Hey, I'm the one who did it."
Yeah.
I'm the because you know how like based on when it's a like a investigation, like the media or like the officers, they don't like say anything, like it's still an ongoing investigation.
Yeah.
So they're not gonna say who did it or like what was used. You know what I mean? Because it's still ongoing. So he's like, "Oh, okay, I know you guys are investigating, so let me prove to you that I'm the one who did it. I did it with this weapon. I did it at this time. The victim has this slashes on her neck or whatever." Like very detailed to make sure that, hey, I am actually him.
Yeah.
Who did it. And so in this encrypted messages, they were just like, "Hey, I'm going to do this." Basically demanding stuff like, "Hey, you got to put me on the front cover of the article, like the front." And then you have to put my encrypted messages and all that, and of what I did too. And if not, like he'll demand stuff. Like if not, then I'll like do this stuff to like certain people where I'm going to do this another time this weekend, so be ready and stuff like that.
Damn. So he would like threaten like that.
So he would threaten like even though he already did it, he committed something like a crime and a murder. He'll send it to the articles, and then he'll say, "Hey, do this, do that, put me in the front cover. If not, I'm gonna do it again." And that's exactly what he did. He just kept on doing it, and it was just a cycle. So whenever like they'll come to the scene and they'll see the victims, and they'll see, "Oh, these are signs of the Zodiac." Next thing you know, a couple of days later, they'll get an encrypted message. But like it was, and then he never got caught because the thing is, obviously back in the day, there was no DNA like database. You know what I mean? So if there's like, well, if there was, it wasn't like to the point like now. You know what I mean? Like now, if there's a fingerprint, they can scan you and find exactly who it was. And it'll be easier compared to these are like the 60s and 70s. So like the technology that we have now is like breakthrough technology back then. You know what I mean? And not only that, but also like since it was different counties, back in the day, I don't know if this is a thing, but like back in the day, the sheriff, like for example, if you committed, like for example, Vallejo is like Sonoma, is a different county from SF.
Yeah, definitely.
Different county from, I don't know, Oakland, stuff like that. You know what I mean? So within all those counties, they have different departments with that specific victim. You know, so they wouldn't communicate with each other. So that was the thing, when one of them found evidence, the other one wouldn't tell them about it. So maybe the evidence that they found can link to the killer, but they were like,
but they wouldn't tell
them because they were trying to figure out who it was for themselves. They were trying to like puff their chest out like, hey, we're gonna find him, and that's exactly what happened.
Bruh.
And all the evidence went like, they're like, for example, like if they have a fingerprint, they wouldn't show their fingerprint to the other departments because they want to catch him.
But think about it, like if they actually like came all together, like they would have probably found
and the
like.
The thing is, they did, but it was like years after. Like next thing, like for example, like I remember one of the evidence was they found a specific like the first symbol of the Zodiac killer. Wait, like his symbol. The other departments were like, "What is this? We've never seen this before." They never released information out to the public or to any of the departments that can maybe link. They had suspects, but like, or certain people that they thought it was, but no hardcore DNA, like, no doubt it was him. You know what I mean? But he eventually, he got away with it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, and also what was hard was, you know how, like, serial killers, they have, like, a specific, like, they're all female, or they're all, like,
oh,
men,
yeah. They have, a
specific, like, avatar of people who they go after. But this guy didn't. He was all over the place. That's what made it even harder. He didn't have, like, for example, like, some serial killers, they kill every weekend or every day or every time during his highway or road. He didn't. He just, it was random. That's what also made it hard because it was just random. Like, how do you supposed to, like, okay, 3 are female, 2 are men, but you can't really, like,
you really can't, like, yeah.
How you can connect the dots when there's a serial killer who doesn't have a rhythm or, you know, certain technique and all that, you know?
Yeah, that must have been, like, really hard to, like, find.
Imagine being back then, no cops around, and then you see this guy just coming up. Hell no, man.
Bro.
But yeah, they never caught him. So imagine being like the person who did it and like always thinking in your mind. Because obviously, like a person like that, you have to like not be all the way up there. Because not only that, the Zodiac killer did. He was watching a show. Because you know those shows where they call in. Like this is like for example, there's a psychiatrist like Dr. Phil or something like that. Yeah. And they call into a phone like, "Hey, my name is such and such. I have this problem." So they did that with the Zodiac killer.
Really?
So the Zodiac killer, I guess he loved this show. It was a psychiatrist who like talked to people and all that. Yeah. I forgot his name, but he called into the show, and so the detectives were recording the call. And they were back then. I guess they did have the technology to like pinpoint where the call was coming from. But the Zodiac killer, he wasn't dumb. He was smart. What he would do is he'll cut at 30 seconds. He'll turn off the phone and call again, so that they wouldn't track where he was calling from.
Oh yeah.
And within the thing, it's weird. So I don't know if you know, but in California, there's not that many basements because you know.
No, yeah, because California.
But he had a basement.
Which is
really weird because I'm like the chances of you having a basement are like really rare. Yeah. And within the call, you can hear him like, the Zodiac killer. I am the Zodiac killer. I did this and that. If you guys don't believe me, I'm going to do it again this weekend and all that. And then he was like, you can hear him screaming. Somebody screaming in the background. Like, ah. And then he's like, oh, I have these headaches. Like, he has like something in his mind is talking to him like, you got to do another one to go ahead. Like,
so he had like voices.
Like, he had voices in the head. According to like the recordings and all that, he had voices in his head in order for the headaches to go away. So in order for the headaches to go away,
he had to kill someone?
He had to kill somebody.
That's crazy. That's really
and then
crazy.
all you hear in the videos, or not in the videos, but like the recordings, like in the phone call, just screaming all that, and he'll cut it after every 30 seconds to make sure not
to not get tracked.
And next thing you know, come to find out, like a couple months or weeks later, one of the, you remember how I told you that he takes like things from the victims to show like, hey, I'm the one who did it. He sent it to the psychiatrist's house.
Really?
Yeah, I think he sent a thumb or like a shirt, probably a shirt, a bloody shirt of one of the victims. And like the psychiatrist, like,
bro,
the psychiatrist, like, yo, I need security or something. I mean, I would too, man. Like,
that's crazy.
Zodiac. And then at this, because you know when it's a serial killer, everybody's like, oh my god, like he's on the loose. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like in California, like at that time, he was not very well known, but like it was well known, like who the Zodiac killer. Yeah. Like, yo, he did it again, like in the news. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's his Zodiac killer. But obviously now, I'm pretty sure he's dead. You know what I mean? But I don't know if you know that there's that one show on Netflix that just came out.
Wait, isn't it like the Zodiac speaking or something?
No, so it just came out where allegedly that his uncle was a Zodiac killer, and he's like giving in like in a Netflix show, he's giving out like all the information that this is who he was or his uncle was, and that he was a Zodiac, killer and all that.
Yeah.
But allegedly. But there's a show like that on Netflix.
Yeah, I seen
it
like
just came out a couple months ago or a couple weeks ago.
I seen like the preview of it, but like I haven't really like watched it.
Yeah, but yeah, that's the Zodiac killer. They never caught him.
Damn.
Crazy.
Have you heard of like the Cecil Hotel?
Yeah, I watched the Netflix show. I think I did. I think I did.
Okay, so basically the Cecil Hotel is like a hotel in downtown LA, and it's also like very near to like Skid Row, right? Mm-hmm. Which is like
a really bad area. I
know
for sure
a really
it's a
bad area. Right? And this hotel has like a bad reputation of like suicides, like overdoses, and even many serial killers like stay there, like one being the Night Stalker, which is
yeah, I know about it, yeah, sure.
Richard Ramirez. But basically, in 2013, right, there's this Canadian student, right? She's 21 years old, and her name is Elisa, I think Elisa Lam. Mm-hmm. And then she basically stayed at the Cecil Hotel, right? Okay, but you know what's really weird is that like before she like vanished from the hotel, there's like a video of like the security camera video, and it caught her like being weird in like the elevator. Like, so for example, she got in the elevator and it looked like she was hiding from someone. Like she would like look at the door and
she was like scared for her, like somebody was chasing her or somebody was trying to do something to her.
Yeah, she would like jump in and out of the elevator to see if someone was like coming after her. And then also like later throughout the video, it was seen like she was talking to someone, but like nobody was there. Oh, wow. So it was just like pretty weird. Like, how do you like do that? But then after this, she like vanished. Nobody could find her, and then they reported her missing. And the thing is that after 19 days after she was reported missing, they basically like found her body in like the water tank on the rooftop.
Oh damn!
And they don't know like how this happened, and like it's all weird.
I don't understand how they don't understand how like they didn't even find who it was. 'Cause, like I'm pretty sure there's cameras. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cameras. So not only that. They just say if you do it, you're not going to do it on a roof. You probably do it in one of the rooms. You have to carry that body.
Yeah.
And you have to have access to the roof. Because also, I think she was found like in the water thing, right?
The water tank, yeah.
And then from what I heard, the water tank, it's too heavy.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure the water tank is like locked as well.
Yeah, it was also unlocked. So obviously, like, how would you lock it? And I think she was small and skinny.
Yeah.
So, like, how did you have the power to like obviously? Well, apparently suicide, right? That's what they said supposedly, which I don't believe.
No, I don't believe that. I think somebody did this, or like a paranormal activity.
You think so? Paranormal?
No, because the Cecil Hotel is known to be like very haunted and like very bad stuff happened there.
Like for example, like serial killer you talked about.
Oh, Richard Ramirez.
Like you don't know if other people, because mind you, that hotel was crazy. Like if that guy was in there, he was in there for a good reason. Like it was probably like the worst of the worst.
The things that he was in there to hide from like because you know how they like raided his house, right, to try to find them. So but he left before and he stayed at the Cecil Hotel for like days, and I'm pretty sure a week or something, or like even more. But like he wasn't the only one. Like it's just also like overdoses and suicides would happen there. So imagine like all the negative energy in there.
Also, the thing is,
and
like,
all the spirits.
Let's just say if it wasn't actually an overdose, and the person who actually, let's just say for example, actually did it, they're like, well, there's overdoses here all the time. If I make it seem like an overdose, they're just gonna rule out automatically. Oh, she was at City Hotel. Oh, overdose. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because they're like, oh, all the people that come here, they're all drug addicts, they're all this and that. They're gonna rule it the same thing. Yeah. Just to get over it. You know what I mean? The investigation and all that.
So like they still don't know. Like it's all just like a mystery. They don't know how like she died.
And then do you know how they found her up there?
No.
So they found her. They didn't actually find her up there. Well, when they found her, right? But the reason how they found her up there is, this is nasty. So the reason why they found, according to the Netflix show, right? They found her because one of the occupants, one of the people who like were staying at the hotel.
Don't tell me that like the water was like contaminated or something.
So they were turning the water on, and like black water was coming out.
Really?
Black water was coming. Yeah, that's how they found out. So they were turning the sinks on, and they're like, "What the hell? Like this is all black water." And then that's when they told the staff, and then
they checked the water tank.
The water tank, and then they found her in there.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Imagine you're like a hotel person and you're like going up there and not only that, it's not just like you in a water tank. You're in the water tower or the tank. You have to climb. There's stairs.
No, yeah,
you have to climb. Open it on, and then there's a lock on it. So you have to somehow break it, open the like the heaviest door, and then go in there. But once you go in there, you can't get out.
No, you can't. It's all pretty weird, and especially like I would never in my life stay there.
Well, that's the thing. Like maybe if you're a tourist, you're not gonna know. You know what I mean? Maybe if she was a tourist,
I still do my research. I would not stay. I would not stay there.
But you never know. Maybe like, oh, yo, it's cheap. But then you show up. Yeah, this is the reason why it's cheap because there's a lot of.
And I'm pretty sure like. Cause it like the Cecil Hotel is like known for like the sign, the old sign on the sign.
It's like bricks, right? Or like a big
but
sign.
Now it's not there no more. They like changed it to make it look better. But like we all know
you don't want tourists. That is the hotel that something happened.
It's like it's a really bad.
And I also
hotel.
think they changed the rooms or they changed some of the floors and the colors and all that so that people don't just because you know how if something happens like and it comes on Netflix. They're gonna come in there like with video cameras.
No,
and all that
everybody's gonna go in there.
That's what I'm saying. Start making videos and all that. You don't want all that.
No,
that's what you do. You just change the room, the numbers, and the colors and all that. But that is really, I really think she did. It's not suicide. It's
I don't think it's suicide either.
Paranormal, or she was just losing it, like something mental, or because that video, I've seen that video too. Like that's really, the way she was doing in the elevator was like she was like scared for her life.
Yeah. But do you think it could be like someone, like not paranormal, like human?
I think it was. Be honest, I think it was someone.
You think it was someone?
Yeah.
I feel like it was paranormal, low-key. I don't like. I really like. I think it's paranormal. Cause like, I don't know the way that she was like, cause she was talking to someone in the elevator. Like, how could like there was nobody there?
Well, maybe the person that was trying to do something to her knew that there was cameras in the elevator and would stay away from the elevator door. Maybe it's that one guy.
I never know. But like I don't. It's all weird.
Yeah, I think.
And especially because of the history of the Cecil Hotel, it
has a lot of history for sure.
It's not.
In my opinion, I think somebody actually did it. But you think it was paranormal?
I feel like it was paranormal.
But like how you said, it's a lot of. That whole like all the rooms and all that negative energy.
Yeah, so all the people that have died there, and then the whole
heaviness of the energy. And I'm pretty sure like if. Like, Syracuse, like, that guy were there, like, how do you know, like, demonic people are not in there?
Yeah.
Just doing, like, demonic
doing
stuff.
some, like, weird stuff.
Yeah.
It's all pretty strange. I don't know. I would never go there, though.
Hell no, I would do my research. You won't see me there.
I would not stay there. I would not stay there. No matter how cheap, never. Never,
$20?
Never. Hell no. But, yeah, that happened.
Thank you for watching the podcast.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next week.
Peace.